back. Well, we finally made it to Portland's first 7 p.m. sunset of 2025.
Yes!
Woo! Round of applause.
Boom! I feel like we should have confetti falling from the ceiling here and
red,
everything
orange,
to
and
celebrate.
yellow confetti. For
Yes, spring colors.
Man, let's welcome in meteorologist Emily Sanum here to talk about those beautiful red sunsets. I mean, it's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
The winters always seem long, and we do enjoy the wintertime with the skiing and the snow and the fireplaces, but man, when it hits spring, we're ready for the sun to stay up and just like, man, let's have some sunshine and warmth.
Yeah,
and we've been gaining hours of daylight since really February. We only really lose daylight probably during December, the end of November, all the way through January, and then it's all uphill from there. I was on a walk at Back Cove yesterday, and I just happened to look down, and I saw that the sunset's at 6:59. So I'm like, wow, I'm witnessing the last 6 o'clock sunset, and now 7 o'clock sunsets are tonight, and the 8 o'clock ones are just around the corner.
So see ya before 7 o'clock sunsets. All right.
Yes, seriously.
See ya.
So tonight, first 7 o'clock sunset, and it should be looking pretty good too. It's the first 7 o'clock sunset of 2025, and the sun is only going to set later and later as we make our way through the end of April. 1 week in April 2nd, 7:09 p.m., close to 7:30 by April 16th. And look at this graphic. I thought this was pretty cool. It just shows, it's kind of proof of what the sky will look like over the next couple of months. So what will 6 o'clock look like by April, May, and June? By April, it'll be a little bit less darker as it would be today. So once again, this is what 6 o'clock will look like. By the time the sun is setting after 8 o'clock in May, we will be looking at brighter conditions at 6 o'clock, and by June, even brighter. 6 o'clock will look like 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock now. So we are almost into the season where you can have like a lobster roll on the deck at 7 p.m. and still being pretty bright out and just all those summer vibes. So very exciting. And I thought, why not talk about why the sunset appears red as it is too? This is pretty interesting stuff. So once again, why the sunset looks red. It all has to do with how the sunlight travels to reach your eye. The sunlight actually has to travel further when it begins to set, when the earth begins to, rotate. So all that light takes a little bit longer to get to your eye. We have the blue, violet, red, orange, yellow light, but blue and violet light have shorter wavelengths, so they actually just disappear. And the colors red, orange, and yellow have to travel further to meet your eye. And by the time the sunlight meets your eye, those are the only colors that are left too. And that also is why the sky is blue, because there's a lot of blue and violet light and they scatter around.
Interesting. I love a good red sunset.
Me too.
Orange, all those bright colors.
And you know that phrase where, what is it? At red at night, sailors delight.
Yeah.
Red in the mornings,
Sailors take warning.
Sailors take warning.
Yeah.
We also have a fun graphic on what that exactly means too. Maybe we could talk about that later on this summer, especially before a stormy day.
Yeah, but here's the deal too: is that the longer the sun sets, you just see everyone's like they have a skip in their step, right?
Yeah.
People have more smiles on their faces.
You see more people out and about
Yes,
too.
it's just more. I mean, then you have the spring sports for high school season. The Sea Dogs start. The sun's staying up longer. It's just an exciting time of year.
Yeah, it really feels like these spring, summer months are here to stay once the sunsets start like that. So good news. It's really good news.
And you also hear a lot more people say, oh, I can't wait to get out more, get that vitamin D.
Yep.
You hear a lot of people saying that during the winter just because there wasn't a lot of daylight, and by the time the sun was going down, people were getting out of work or maybe going to bed or stuff like that. So this is the best time of year, I think. May and June are my favorite months, especially when the days are getting really, really long once we hit those 8 o'clock sunsets. So pretty good stuff, and I'm very excited.
Yeah, let's be honest. Sometimes in the wintertime, it seems like the sun goes down at like 1:30 in the afternoon.
No. When I'm out of work, it's just like a few hours, and then it's dark. It's crazy.
Well, stay tuned because the first 8 o'clock sunset is May 16th in Portland. So
coming up.
A little bit later in Augusta. Augusta's first 7 o'clock sunset is actually tomorrow.
And then what's the latest sunset come June 20th or 21st? What is that?
I think it's probably closer to 8:30. We'll have to take a look at that too. I don't think it's exactly those dates, but I know that there is one date we'll talk about. Tonight's the latest sunset. Get out there and enjoy it.
I think it's usually on June 20th, which is my birthday. Because I remember
being that's the solstice usually.
Yes, you're right. Because I remember being like, oh, it's not the longest day of the year, but with the most sunlight. So, yeah, always a good day.
We'll talk about it when we get to almost summertime, which is really just around the corner.
I love to hear that. Just around the corner.
Seriously. So if you have any other weather questions, maybe about why exactly the sky is blue or anything fun like that, you can always email us at weather@wgme.com.